What is with these ridiculous sounds happening while I'm trying to make this video? Is it ghosts? Hello friends, before I get into this video, I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm hosting a giveaway for this book. You can be the owner of your very own advanced reading copy of Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. As I'm sure most of you already know, this book does not officially come out until October 8th, but I have one that I'm gonna give to one of you. So I'm hosting the giveaway on my Instagram and on my Twitter. You can enter either one. You can enter both of them if you want. I'm gonna put links in the description below that will go to each post where you can enter the giveaway. More info will be in the posts that are linked below. That's all I gotta say about that. Let's get on to the review. Hello my dudes and welcome to my channel. Today, we're doing a little book talk. Love a book talk. Extremely excited about this book talk because today, we're talking about Ninth House. This is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. It hasn't come out yet. This is an ARC. Very, very excited that I got this because they are few and far between, but I got it. It is amazing. This is probably one of the most highly anticipated books of this year. I've heard so many people talking about it. I went to BookCon and I tried to get an ARC there and the line was literally, it was everyone. Everyone at BookCon was in this line. It was fucking ridiculous. So Ninth House is the newest book from Leigh Bardugo. If you don't know Leigh Bardugo, she is one of my favorite authors. She wrote the Six of Crows duology, the Shadow and Bone series, basically all of the what is with these ridiculous sounds happening while I'm trying to make this video? Is it ghosts? But Leigh Bardugo is the author of all of the Grishaverse stuff. I would show you them, but they're actually currently holding up my camera. The Grishaverse is my tripod today. Thank you, Grishaverse, for your service. But all of those books are YA books. They're all YA fantasy, and Ninth House is her first adult fantasy. Not a YA. People keep confusing it as YA. It is not YA. I read it, I can tell you, there are some serious adult things in this book. This is not for children, okay? So I'm just gonna come right out and say it. This is my favorite Leigh Bardugo book of all time. Of all of the books, this book, honestly, I've been thinking about this a lot. This might be my new favorite book. Like, and period, end of sentence. I've always had those like classics that are my favorites and like nothing will ever be better than them and I just hold on to them and they're like my go-to when people ask me what my favorite book is. But I don't know, I really liked this book and I don't know if I'm just riding the buzz of experiencing this read, but it was so good. And it was one of those books that I finished and I was like, wow, I can't wait to read this again. Because you know, sometimes you read a book, you get to the end and you're like, wow, I really valued this experience. This was a great story. I'm gonna close it, put it back on my shelf and probably never read it again, but appreciate it, you know? This is not one of those books. This is one of those books that I finished and I was like, wow, okay, I need to immediately read this again, give it to all my friends. I can't wait until it officially comes out in October so I can read it in the appropriate spooky season. Because this book is spooky, y'all. This is a ghost story, murder mystery, bonanza. I'd like you to put that in my blurb. Ghost story, murder mystery, bonanza. 5 stars. Thank you very much. It's just so good, you guys. It's just so good. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about this book, this little bookie here. So Ninth House is primarily about a girl named Galaxy Stern. She goes by Alex, but her full name is Galaxy, which is just cool. And it's told from her perspective as well as another character's perspective named Darlington. It's primarily told from Alex's perspective, but there are a few chapters from Darlington's, which are just great. If you want a new character to fall in love with. I also used to live on a street called Darlington, so it especially connected with me. I don't know what that means. Anyway, I'm really bad at summaries, but I'm gonna try to summarize the general gist of this story. Alex was involved in this really horrible, tragic event where a lot of people died. She was the only one who didn't die for reasons that are unknown. And then she was snatched up by this organization at Yale to basically help oversee all of the secret societies on campus who are all meddling in some weird, spooky shit. And she can see ghosts and she has to deal with that. And that's a whole thing. And there's like maybe a ghost that's killing people, but they're not really sure. And then someone dies. And then there's this whole murder mystery thing that unfolds. And that is kind of the general story, is solving this murder mystery. And like I said, it's a ghost story, murder mystery bonanza. That's really the best way I can describe this book, okay? But I will say that I love Alex Stern. She is one of the best protagonists that I've read about in a long time. She's tough, she's rough, she's damaged, but she's not like your stereotypical damaged narrator. She's like, yeah, I'm damaged, fucking deal with it and get out of my fucking way. She's not here to fuck around. She's brave and bold and funny. She's so funny. I think she was just such a refreshing narrator because I have seen so many cookie cutter female narrators, especially in fantasy. They're always the same, and I just really, really liked her. She was cool. And also, the book itself is a mystery. The story is a mystery. She is a mystery. For most of the book, I was just trying to understand her and figure her out, and there are moments where you feel like she's hiding something, and that's a really interesting twist because when you're reading a story, you expect the narrator to be like, you know, here they are. They're gonna take you on this journey, and then like halfway through the book, you're like, do I even know you? And that was very, very cool for me. And I guess the best way to explain that and the plot itself is that it is just wildly unpredictable. There were so many moments that I just had no idea what was happening, ridiculous twists, so many interesting characters, and more so, the characters just felt extremely real. What I love most about this book is that it's a fantasy. There's magic and ghosts and very unreal things happening, yet it felt so real. The characters are so real. They're real people in my mind, and I love them. And the story is surprisingly real. These characters deal with very real things, extremely real events, very serious, intense, real things that happen in the world with a slightly magical twist that kind of makes it easier to understand and cope with and read about, because if you were reading about the real thing that it's representing, that would be very traumatizing and triggering for a lot of people. And it still might be, even in this form, but I think it was done very eloquently and in such a refreshing light that I just loved every word of it. Not to mention the world itself is so immersive. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's a real place. This is set in New Haven, Connecticut, on the Yale campus, and all of these houses and secret societies that are all real. Like, the thing that blows my mind is that all of the things that are referenced in the places and the societies and the houses, they're all real. These things are real. And I never really knew about all this stuff, but now I just want to read about it and learn everything because it's so fascinating and I'm just obsessed. But dude, just Ninth House, man. Honestly, one of the best reading experiences I've had in a really long time. Absolutely one of the best fantasies I've ever read in my life. It was a fantasy that I often forgot was fantasy just due to its like eerily real characters and setting. I mean, this town. I feel like Bardugo has achieved something huge by dousing incredibly real topics and situations in this nice little layer of fantasy that allows them to be more easily absorbed and explored in a way that normal fiction just wouldn't be able to do. It's hauntingly beautiful. The writing style is so good. There are so many lines that I highlighted, and I'm sorry if that offends some of you, but I write in my books, okay? It's mine, I'm keeping it forever. I'm gonna highlight the shit that I like, okay? But I loved everything about it. Like I said, I loved Alex. She's such a refreshing protagonist. She's strong in a realistic way. She's confused, she's conflicted, she's lost, she's angry, and she's a survivor. It left me really hungry for more. I can't wait to read it again. I can't wait for all of you to read it because I need to talk about it with everyone. But if you want a spooky adult fantasy, secret society, Greek style murder mystery, ghost story bonanza, get this book and hold it tight and love it and just have such a good time with it because it's so good. Don't rush it either because this is a book that I really took my time with. A lot of the times I just kind of want to get through a book, which is bad. I need to stop doing that. But there are so many books that I want to read that there are times where I'm just like, should I just plow through this right now? I mean, granted, you are going to plow through this because you will not want to stop reading it. But I did take my time with it because it's so well written. There are some beautifully crafted lines, like just enthralling language in this book. It's art. And I just love it. I love it so much. So yeah, that's my review of Ninth House. I'm getting all emotional about it. Come on, Leigh, why'd you do this to me? All right. Okay, that's it for my review of Ninth House. Maybe I'll do a spoilery book talk when it's officially out and we can all talk about it and fangirl about it. But until then, I'm gonna compose myself. I'm getting all sweaty. I hope you guys liked this video. Let me know if any of you have read Ninth House. There are an abundance of arcs out there that I'm sure some of you have picked up. So let me know if you liked it. I don't know how you couldn't like it. Who couldn't like this book? It's fucking great. Fucking masterpiece. And reading it in like this bright, sunny, summery season, that was a lot of S's, really kind of dragged me into Halloween season, and I'm just like, it's all I can think about now. I'm like, okay, goodbye summer. It's time for Halloween. Let's go. Let's fucking do this thing. So I don't know about you, but it's Halloween season for me, and that's where I'm gonna live for forever, maybe. I don't know. It's the best season. Am I right? Okay, I'm veering off track here. I'm just gonna end this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed my book talky review. If you need like a star rating for this book, I'm gonna give it 5 stars. If I could give it more, I would give it an infinite number of stars. All the stars in the sky. All the stars in the galaxy. I need to stop this video before weird things start happening. Okay, thanks for watching. I'm gonna go. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.